guys, here we are. It's day 2, SVB and Chip Compton. We've got expert commentary for you by Josh Roberts. Josh, you hanging in, bud?
Yes, sir.
Heck yeah. And we're ready to roll. It's going to be Chip breaking off, so we will see what's going on here. And let you take over, Josh. Guys, remember, we are on Facebook Live, but we will not be that way forever. Make sure you go get your pay-per-view pass ASAP. You don't want to miss out on all the day 2 and day 3 action, plus the reloop and all of the great commentary by the Beast, Josh Roberts.
That's right, and they've already broke the balls. I didn't even realize they're getting it started pretty quick. 8-3 to start the day for Shane. And whoever gets the 16 first will end today's day. And we'll see who gets there. Chip has a lot of grinding to do to get back in this thing. All right, so Chip broke first. Shane is now shooting out of the break. And it's going to just push that 11 over and follow it in. Maybe try to get under the 8 or somewhere in that area. Okay. So, I like Chip actually kicking at the 10 ball, not the 1, but the 10. If you kick at the 1 and you don't make it, you could lose position, leave your cue ball out where he can get out of the trap easily. But if you hit the 10, you most likely stay on the pile. You have the 1 and 3 for cover, whichever side you hit, and you're going to be pushing the 4 over, and almost positive you'll get a rail with a decent speed.
And I'll bring it back here in just a second, Josh. Sorry, I blocked the screen, guys. It's not him, it's all me. Promise I will get it done here in just a second. And Chip gonna bank that 11 ball back down table. And here we go.
All right, so Shane is going to have to just 2-rail the 8 toward the pile is all that I see. I don't see anything special he can actually do from here and really advance his side. Doesn't look like anything's in the pile, or you can't really move any of the other balls on Chip's side without kind of making it risky. The 8 is the easiest one to just 2-rail into the pile. He could possibly open some balls to his side. He could actually shoot the 7 into the 8 and get those 2 out if he wanted, but you have to shoot a little bit straight for that, and you're putting a lot of speed on the ball, so a little bit more risky. I think I like the 8 ball. Okay, so Shane chose to move them both. He cut the 7, caromed into the 8, and cleared them both. It was actually quite a nice shot. And I think Chip can actually duck here if he wanted to and just thin the 1 ball and go into the pile off the 1 with a little bit, a lot of right spin, super thin cut. And that will limit Shane's position, because if he gets him just in a perfect spot where he can't just nick a ball and get safe, he would have to take a foul and get safe, because nothing would be on the bottom rail for Shane to kick at. I don't really like the 9 ball bank. I mean, it's okay, but you really have to hit it well, and you have to defend. Even if you go up the table, you're not even protecting it. Like, you're shooting at the 1 ball, and if you miss it, which he did, you're losing that position now, because he's going to be able to just get this ball out. Rail first, kick it toward the pile, and it should be easy to get out. I don't think he should try to do anything else but that at this point. Kicking it up the table would leave a return. He needs to kick it side rail and toward the pile to not leave a return. Okay, careful, you hit it really hard. This might leave a bank. I think it's going to. Oh my God, I think he got lucky and got it right on the kiss. If it's not a kiss, he's got to cut the 9 ball up just a little bit high and twist it back to get it to go. If he shoots at it, it'll just be to put it on his side. I don't think that he'll actually shoot at it to make this, because you kind of have to put more speed than comfortable to control the 9. So if you happen to miss it, it's easy to get the speed wrong on this. All right, so nice shot by Shane. He ducked. All right, so Chip has got a simple shot here. He can just, well, he could actually bank the 15 into the pile and open them up towards his side if he wanted to play aggressively. And he could actually bank at the 11. It would be free from here. If he just went up towards the upper right pocket with the cue ball, he could bank at the 11 freely with no problem here. And I think that's what he's gearing up to do. He may even go 2 rails and go back to the left side of the table, Shane's side of the table. That's what he did. But he didn't quite hit the bank as well as he'd liked. But the pile is covering up the ball that he moved over. So that definitely helps Chip. And makes it a lot harder for Shane to duck in this position. So this is pretty tough for Shane. He may have to just take a soft kick on the 11 and push it back over and maybe create a little bit of clutter. Nice shot by Shane on the 2-rail kick to create a little bit of tightness for Chip. And he should be able to come off the 2 and just go right above the 9, below the 11 in that gap, kind of towards the pocket. And just play safe from here and just, basically a little damage control. I don't see him. There's nothing to do that's aggressive that will work out for him at this point. He just needs to thin the 2 ball, cut it upwards above the pile, get it out in play for his side where something goes, and just let the cue ball float right across the top of the 9 and see what Shane comes up with after that. He really doesn't have much of a choice. I mean, he could 2-rail kick the 9, but then he's kind of putting it on Shane's side. Well, there's no kind that he would be putting it on Shane's side, so that would be helping him out. All right, so he didn't want to come that far. He didn't want to give Shane a chance to shoot at anything. But he's okay though. He didn't go far enough to hurt himself. Shane can defend against this pretty easily. If I'm him, I might go ahead and just hit the 9 and push the 3 out in the open, or the 5 or whatever that is, and just try to go to the back of the 7-4 like that. Okay, he went a little bit high above the pile. Chip will have the same shot on the 2 ball, or if he can see that 5 ball, he could actually bank it over and create some problems for Shane. It looks like he would be able to stop behind those balls on the pile and keep him from shooting the 11, which would certainly work out for Chip if that was the case. See how he hits it. Okay, he's not doing that. So he just hit a ball, got a rail, try to put Shane in a funny spot to advance anything. And he's done that quite well. And Shane will have to kind of come up with something. Just about any ball he hits, it's going to be a tough time getting the rail, just getting to a rail, let alone not leaving a shot, just hitting it hard enough to get to a rail, unless he were to thin the 8 and go around or something like that, which would leave Chip a shot. I don't know. I don't know what he's doing here. Is he considering thinning the 5 and going 2 rails back behind the 2? What he could do is elevate and just push the 5 over and get a rail and leave the cue ball where it is, kind of on top of the 6-3 area. Keep him off the 11. Looks like he's going up the table, though. Must be going to plant him on the top rail, dare him to shoot. No, he hit it a little too hard for that. Oh, he's sold out here. He's left Chip an easy shot. Chip's going to cut this 2 ball in, and he'll have shape on the 1 next. Can we get the overhead, Steven, and see how the 10-13 looks for Chip out of the middle of the pile? Steven, are you with me? All right, well, Steven's not there right now to change the screen and see what else he has, but judging by where he just put his cue, I think that 10-13 is manageable, close enough where it can be made getting on either side. So he just needs to make sure he makes this and get over there. Nice shot. Oh, hit a little too hard. Speed control there. It doesn't look like the 5 to me banks past this 11 ball, and if it does, he is literally threading needles. Now maybe a kick's available, but then you have to worry about not selling out. Okay, the bank was there and he hit it beautifully, and even though he has the 9 available as well, I like the 1. Unless the 13 is actually wired, I like the 1, because the 1, you can hit the 10, it holds your cue ball, it'll open the 13 and the rest of the balls. Beautiful. And now the 10 may go as well, and he has the 13 to bump the 6 out of the way here to do basically the same thing. And even if he can't do that, the 10 ball will still go without that. And he shot the 10 first. That was a smart by Chip. Knocked another ball out, so he has another one in play now. 13 available, the 9 available, the 3 goes, 14 goes. So he's got quite a bit of options here. Obviously, the 9 ball would be next for shape if this were me. Okay, he went to the 3 ball instead. And a little bit short, but it is manageable. He can make this and go back and forth. Maybe even get under the 6, go 1 rail on top, and then get below the 6 and shoot the 6 and then the 14. He definitely has some options here. And he only needs 4 balls, so if he were to get on the 6, he wouldn't need that 11 ball bank. He certainly has some options here. Okay, so instead of going 2 rails to the 6, he went 3 rails to the 14, providing a nice angle to go for the 9. And if he were to hold the angle where he were going into the bottom rail, he may be able to break up the pile. and he did not. He got a little straight on this, but that's okay because the 11 ball bank is available after this 9 ball. And I don't. Oh, okay. We miscounted there. I thought he needed one more ball, but he didn't. All right. So Chip takes the first game. So that makes the score 8-4 now, and I'll let the Steven make a few announcements.
Yeah, I was just gonna bring this up real quick. So we got access to the guys' bags. Here's what they're playing with. Chip with the Predator, Shane with a Q-Tech. Of course, Shane's playing with the Synergy, and Chip playing with the Predator, and Shane took no time at all to break, so let's see what happens here. Let's go to the overhead, see what Josh thinks about this one.
All right, so that's a decent break. The 5 ball came out a little bit further than he would have liked it to, in my opinion. I think a little bit of tightening up on the rack could change that. In any case, Chip does have a shot to maybe kick the 13 up softly, and he still may end up leaving a shot. I don't know. Chip may have to hit the 5 ball a little thick and try to get on the other side of the 13 or play some sort of offense here, because Shane is going to have something at this 5 where Chip just to kick this 13 and let him do something from there. He would certainly have a tasty looking option on that 5 ball. So Chip has to find a way to defend this 5 ball, and he may shoot a kick bank on the 13, banking it back towards his pocket, or hit the 5 a little thick and go in between the gap there. Okay, so he tried to take it out of bank range, and I think he did put it on a double kiss angle, and if he did, that's a nice shot by Chip. I don't think Shane will have much of a choice but just to take it out of play. Nice shot by Shane. Notice he kicked the top of that ball so his cue ball would go upward toward the pile. Now he hit it a little bit thinner than he would have liked to, but still came out with a decent result. Now Chip does have a bank on this 5 ball, and he has a clear line to go 1 rail into the 11 or 2 ball. I recommend the 2 ball because it carries a safety. You hit the 11, you don't have to get safe. So I like shooting the 5 ball 1 rail and putting my cue ball into the 2 ball thick, and that will certainly provide a shot. Oh, Chip's just taking the 13 out. He's not even banking this. I didn't like that. Look what he's left Shane. Wow, he's left Shane a free bank on his side of the pack and an easy way to just lock him up. This is basically free here to bank this 12. It's right next to the 15, or whichever ball that is. I'm sure it looks like the 12 to me. Yeah, he can easily bank this at the pocket, right at the pocket, and be behind the pile to do whatever he wants here. So pretty big mistake by Chip, I think. Even though he left a long rail bank, this is still a very makeable shot, and it could do a lot of damage if he were to make it. He didn't. I would say he got away with a little something right there. Shane, first, second game of the day, not quite as precise as normal, so I didn't hit that one as well as he could have. All right, so I don't know if Chip is looking at the combo bank here, but I think that's just being a little hasty, and he should play safe. Okay. All right, yeah, that's what he should have done. And now Shane should be going through the motions here, maybe just clipping the 10, getting on the pile, 1 rail, and getting on the pile, side rail, get on the back of the pile or just above it. You have to be careful here. That 6 is poking out a lot where it's possible it could go. Can we get that overhead and see what it looks like from up top, Steven?
Yeah, absolutely. And while we're at it, we're going to go to that overhead. Guys, We are fixing to go off of Facebook Live, off of YouTube. So if you're watching on there, the only way you're going to get to watch the rest of this is by going to omegabilliards.com to buy your pay-per-view pass. So you need to do that ASAP because I'm about to turn it off, guys. Josh, what do you see here from this overhead? What do you like?
I think Shane is going to have to basically do what I said off the 10 ball. Or he could maybe bank at the 2 and try to get his cue ball up towards the 13. But I really don't like any of that. I think it's just too aggressive. Now, maybe he could 3-rail the 2 ball, but I don't think that lays correctly for that. I think he's 1-railing this and using a lot of it. That's what he did. He used a lot of inside, went up the table, and he actually hit it just a bit hard where it's not even going to stay near the pocket, really. And Chip has an easy way out. He can just bank that 2 ball into the 1, or if he doesn't like that, cross it, bank it back towards the pile or the 11 ball and get down on the bottom rail. He has a lot of options to get himself safe from here. Shane didn't make it very hard. He's left him a clear look at the ball nearest his hole. So now I think Chip is just taking a look at the dead ball and maybe just taking a look, seeing if the 6 actually goes, because this would carry with it quite a reward if he could make it, because the 8 will open up the pile, the 15 would be there, all the balls would scatter if he actually could make it. So he was just checking it out, see what he had before going back to the shot I originally said, moving the 2 ball and floating down the bottom rail. Pretty simple and easy. No problems there. And Shane still has that shot available. He can cut the 10 into the pile towards the 15 and go to the left side rail and back into the pile, basically limiting what Chip can do. He does have sort of a return on the 12, but it doesn't actually go. He can just put it to where it's a threat. So I don't really see a whole lot getting done from this position shooting this ball. He should be fighting for the ball position at this point. Wow, now that was pretty nice. He cut that into the pile, but he actually left Chip a straight in shot going down the rail. Now this is by no means a hanger, being so close to the rail. It's definitely a missable shot. But I'm sure Shane left him more than he wanted to leave. And, you know, a lot of times that comes from kind of forcing shots and, you know, shooting shots that don't really go. You know, sometimes you can take over position and do better than trying to make, you know, a shot that doesn't go a lot. So anyway, for some reason, Chip is looking like he's considering something else. But he's not. He's actually going to shoot this. I don't know if he's drawing or following this ball, but whichever one he could be more accurate with is the one he should have done. And that's why he didn't like it. Like I said, by no means a hanger. And Shane is going to have a wide open rack here. That 12 ball goes. The 10 will go. If he gets on the low side of the 10, he could actually go into the 15, open up some of the pile. So, and then where he's looking at, he can cut the 14 and then open up the pile from the top as well. So he has a few options there. I still kind of like the 10 ball, but maybe he sees something different. We'll see which one he chooses. Oh, he was in between. He went in between there, so he didn't get either of the shots that he wanted. He still may have a shot on the 10, but not the proper angle to go into the pile. So he will have to go either 2 rails to the 1 or 2 rails to the angle he was pointing at earlier on the 14 and try to get that breakup angle where he's getting a shot. I think from here, you might want to go ahead and shoot the, I don't know. I guess he could shoot the 14 from here and just take a risk and go all out. Because he is hitting the 3. He would open the balls if he just cut it in. And just with a hair of draw the cue ball would hit the 3, maybe even hit the 7 and the 4, and back up just a bit where he'd still have the 11 ball there, and possibly other balls. Since he's hitting so many, I'm sure a few of them will open. Beautiful shot. He went for it. All the balls opened. The 8 looks like it kind of got behind the 7, but he has a shot on the 1. Everything else is wide open, tic-tac-toe wide open. So basically, if he can shoot this 1 and pop out to the 7 and get to that 7 ball or the 6 or anything like that. Matter of fact, I might go forward on this and go on the inside of that 8 ball like that. Yes, beautiful. Now he can come across the top of this 13 or 11 or go below it. Either is fine. Oh, yeah, he's dead out on this. Playing for 3 and got about 10 options out there, so no problem here. Just want to keep a little angle to get back out to the middle there, and he's done that. And easy on the 8, stay out in the middle of the table, so you got a shot on the 6. No problem there. Wiped its feet on the way in, but it's gone. All right, so Shane takes that game. So 9-4 on the score, and it's moving quickly just as it did on the first day. And the announcements to you, Stephen. Okay, well, I'm back. I guess there aren't any announcements to be made at this time, and we'll reserve those for the next rack. All right, Chip's still getting the rack right, making sure everything is tightened up so you can get a decent spread off the break. Still trying to tighten them up a bit. All right, there's the next break. Game 3 for the day, and it is a beautiful break. They spread nicely. He created a nice little wall. I'm not sure if he can see the 7 fully. If he could, then he could follow the 7, shoot the 7 and follow behind it and get down on the bottom rail that way. Now, it looks like the 12-14 is lined up sort of at a bank, kind of going towards Sane's pocket. And notice how the 12-4 lined up kind of on the railish, where Chip would easily be able to, or Shane would easily be able to play a double up, basically going up the table and only letting Chip get a clear view at the 12 and nothing else. And all the while sending a few balls his way. That's actually the first one I would have chosen, the 12-14, right there in the middle of the pile. Even if the 14 were to hit the 6, which I don't think it will, he would still be safe if he only if he kept him behind that 12 ball or whatever that is above the 4 ball on Chip's side. So he's looking at the billiard, shooting the 5 off of this 13, and it's a risky shot. It does maybe come with a reward, maybe not, depends on how he hits it. And he's actually betting the game on this shot. And he did, and he hit it very well, and he didn't really get a reward. Now the 8-11 combo may be available, or the 8 off the bottom rail and into the 11 may go, but he did not end up with a clean shot for his efforts, and that's what I meant when I said he may or may not end up with a shot. So this is certainly not a good thing for Shane. I mean, it's okay being he can still play safe and he's got out of the break. Oh, okay. Well, he did the same thing I called with the 8, with the 6, and now he has started his run successfully. He's got 2 balls down, a nice shot on the 13 to hit the bottom of the pile and spread him open a little more, and the 11 ball right there to save him. I wouldn't shoot the 8 if I were Shane. I shoot the 13, strike ball directly in front of him, and that will give him angle to just kind of brush the pile and open those a little bit, and that will give him what he needs, I think, to run out. He's drawing this into the 1, maybe. Yeah, I didn't like that. I thought he could go straight into the 3, but he still does have a shot on the 2. The 3-9 is congested a little bit, and the 12 doesn't go past the 3, but the 1 does go, and the 10 will go once the 2 is gone, so he can go to the 10 or the 8 now off the 2 ball. 10 a little bit harder than the 8. He could actually go to the 11 and remove it from the 7's path, and that will allow another ball to go if he wants. Okay, so he went to the 1. That was smart, because if you go to the 1, now you have an easy shot to go to the 11 and move it out of the 7's path, and you should still create an angle to be able to go to the 8 off the 11. So he has quite a few options here he can do with this position. And he kept that nice angle that I was talking about here. Now he does have an angle to go 2 rails to the 10 as well. A little bit harder position than the 8 in my opinion. Okay, so he chose going to the 7 instead, taking a steep cut on this 7 ball. And it's not steep as in it's just, you know, very, very hard shot, but it is steep as in this is a missable shot. This is not automatic here. And especially with that much bridge, definitely recommend shortening that bridge up just a hair. There you go. There's a shorter bridge. And from there, it's a lot more manageable. Playing for 2. Got it. And knocked the 9 free. Got a clean shot on the 6 with needing 1. I'm going to say this game's over and the next game's about to start. I will be right back past the announcements to Steven once again.
Yeah, that's right. And that's going to be game number 10 on the match for SVB. Take a little look at this, guys. If you are not already following Windows Open and Dunsky's Dungeon, you need to go follow those 2 guys. Both of them, their entire camp and crew, they do so much for pool. They do so much for promoting it and, in a sense, kind of firing it up too. Molina Mike is always with the announcements, the interviews, stuff like that. Dunsky's Dungeon always on top of every bit of pool that is out there. It doesn't matter what it is. Those 2 guys are on top of it. They're, I guess you could call them our pool insiders. If there's something going on, that's where you're going to find it out. That's where all of our matches get announced as well. If you guys haven't seen Windows Open's post last night, Shane versus Jason Shaw. It's going to be right back here at the Rockin Cue, October 17th through the 19th. 9 ball on the spot. I'm sure the race will be somewhere between 120 and 150. Don't know the detail on that. I think there's still some things getting worked out, but the match is going to happen. It's set. It's done. It's guaranteed. October 17th through the 19th, right back here in Harlingen, Texas, just outside of South Padre Island. Going to be a really, really good match, and Chip here having to come up with something good after the break.
All right, so I'm back with you.
Sweet.
And pretty good break there. He's got a nice wall of balls. Chip's not going to have much choice but to just I thought he would have hit that with a little bit more speed. I think Shane might be able to cut this 8-ball. That's a, that 8-ball looks cuttable to me. Okay, so he went right away from it. Looks like he's going to shoot the 9, put him on the pile. And now Chip will go ahead and not leave that cut again. He'll go ahead and shoot the 1 and probably draw downward, putting the 1 up the table. Now he could cross the 1, put it over by his side pocket and go up the table. But I don't really like that as much because I feel like he's going to leave a shot for Shane to bank that 1 ball into the stack. So I really don't like that. He should be drawing down towards the 8, basically trying to get somewhere close to it or behind it, take away that cut. Oh, he's in trouble now, leaving this bank. He's got the 8-ball there as a wall, and nothing goes out of the pile for Chip. I mean, Shane would lose a lot of position if he shot it and didn't make it, but I mean, it is worth a try, honestly. To be honest, I thought Shane would have hit that ball just a bit better than that. I don't know, maybe he was trying to shoot it off the pile or something, I don't know. But he kind of let Chip out of this trap pretty easily. Bum Chip, I don't try to do anything with the cue ball here. I just 3-rail the 8 onto my side, put it in play, and basically take over position from here. I actually thought of that, but it kind of looks like he was going to leave the 9-ball bank. Now, it does look like Shane is coming off the 15 a hair funny, but that 9-ball looks maybe bankable. And a 3-rail kick on the back of the pile is certainly available as well. And I think that's what he's about to do. Not trying to get a rail here. Just take, okay, no, he did get it. Yeah. Came out real wide trying to do it like that. But it came out okay, though. It's not too bad. And Chip could actually shoot at this, only leaving 1 ball for Shane to shoot at. It's not that bad of a trade. Just to get out of the trap, you know. Chip could actually take a foul here and take a 3-rail kick onto the back of that 610 or 612, whatever it is. That's not too bad. Okay, so he just took a foul and just stayed under. Only problem with that is Shane gets to put him right back on that spot without taking a foul. That's the only thing I don't like about that. Well, just like I said, he put him kind of back in that same spot. That was the only thing I didn't like about that shot. And looks like Chip is taking a small... Okay, I thought he was taking a break. I was going to take a break with him. All right, so he still has that same shot available, and it looks like he could actually come off of the 5 and get a rail and get below the balls as well. I don't know if he took a foul there or not, but he's left Shane on the wrong side of the pile where he could maybe get a few going towards his hole out of the pile, or at least open them towards his side. I don't like where he's left Shane. Now, the 13, a little bit hard to get over. That's not, you're going to leave a shot doing that. You got to hit the 5. You may just have to hit the 5 and go up. I really don't like banking the 8 here. You're leaving the cue ball right out in the open. Can't hide or anything. Well, that's not terrible, but he just kind of let Chip look right at the ball that he should have been trying to kind of defend. So I don't know. The way I would have defended it is by pushing a couple of other balls over there out in the open that I can return once he gets to move this. Now they're back in the pile, kind of cluttered up. And Chip likes this sort of game. This is what he likes. And Shane he'll have no choice but to just go ahead and 2-rail this ball back on his side. Not really an angle to bank it. It'll be a kiss if he tries to bank in any kind of way. So, okay, so he just went into the pile with it. Now all the balls are cluttered and closed up. And this is going to be an interesting game. I can't actually say that I've seen guys open the pile in efforts to advance their side and then close it back up. So interesting style of play by Shane. And I want to see how it works out. I'll be right back. I'm just going to take a little short bathroom break, and I'll be right back about 2 minutes. All right, sorry about that, folks. I'm back with you, and it looks like Shane is buried in the stack, very close to the 6 ball, facing his hole, but doesn't look like he can cut it enough. Nice shot by Shane. Gave him the ball and hit it hard enough for the 2 ball to get back on his side. Beautiful shot. Now chip owes 2, so this ball will spot. Great shot by Shane. Beautiful. So Chip would like to be able to take both of those balls off his side if he could, but the table doesn't lay right for that. He'd like to be able to just do something simple, and nothing really lays that good for that. To be honest, I'm almost a little stumped here. Not sure what he should do in this position. This is a little bit tough. Not sure if he can maybe just hit the 3 a little bit fat enough to cross it and just get a rail and float downward just to change your position, because this is definitely a funny position. You can't kick the 2 ball. I mean, this is definitely a funny position here. I'm interested to see what he's going to do. Wow. I think he really got away with that. He hit the 2 ball really thick, double kissed it, and didn't leave a shot. Now, Shane does have a 2-railer available on this 11 ball. I'm not sure if it goes right at the pocket. Even if it could, the 2 ball is in that line. But he certainly can send another ball down towards his pocket and keep Chip behind the balls. And I don't think anything will bank out of the middle of the pile to worry about leaving some kind of emergency shot for Chip if he puts him in a trap. As long as he doesn't like go all the way into the pile and go across a few balls and sell out that way. Yeah, he didn't even attempt to shoot that anywhere near his pocket. He just played the position, played the ball position. Now Chip may find himself on the back of the pile again. This 13 lays good enough to do that. He does have a 2-railer on the 2 ball as well, where he can Z bank the 2 ball and take a shot at his pocket and have a decent shot if he makes it, and won't leave anything if he misses, I don't think. Ooh, he came close to Chip's pocket. He almost banked it in Chip's pocket. So the 12-13 is close, but it looks like it's just hitting just a little bit thick where he can't really get it going quite in the pocket. Looks like it'll be going a little low. So I think he's shooting this 2 into the 3. Okay, he didn't even try to get into the stack. He just held the cue ball up there. That's okay. The less moving parts, the better. I don't like Shane banking this ball. He's only shooting at the 1, and he's going to lose position if he doesn't make it. So I don't like this shot. See right there, if he'd have put him on the pile instead, he would have earned a little bit of position. Now Chip is going to be able to get balls on the side, maybe go into the pile, or even if he wants to play conservative, he can bank the 12 back up the table and go 2 rails toward the pile with the cue ball. Like, he has a lot of options from this position. Well, he tried to 3-rail that ball towards his pocket and stay there. I don't know. I thought he could have done something different than that. Matter of fact, I didn't even call that shot. I wasn't expecting him to do that. It would have been an okay shot if you complete it, but he didn't. He's left Shane a cut on this 1 and a way to go into the pile. And if he opens that pile up, Shane's liable to run 8 from here. And he did. Pile didn't move as much as I thought, but the 14 clears the 6. The 6 is there. The 15 goes. The 12 goes. Everything goes here if he can just get on this 6 ball and get to where the balls are. Really, he can go 2 rails from here and get on the 12 right now. That's the strike ball that's on the bottom of the pack there. He's already made 1, so he only actually needs those 7 in the middle right there around the spot. So I think he'll get out here. I gotta say that I was a little bit risky playing that window. The only ball that goes from here is the 15, and he better be on it. That's gonna suck if he's not on it. I thought 100% he would either win on the 6 or go 2 rails. Announcements to you, Stephen.
Yes, sir. And wow, crazy run of the day. Let's talk a little bit about our next match. Of course, we have a match coming up here in a couple months, but let's talk about our next one. Feder Gorst, Carlo Beato. That's going to be at Rail Yards Billiards in Louisville, Kentucky. We've been doing a lot of 1 pocket. This is going to be 9 on the spot, break from the box, 9-ball race to 120 over 3 days. September 16th, 17th, and 18th. Going to be an absolutely awesome event. I cannot wait to check that one out. So make sure you get your pay-per-view pass for that.
Uh-oh. Oh, that 9-ball came up a lot. That may be cuttable. This could be bad. Now, if it's not cuttable, then it's okay. But if it is, then this could be bad for Chip. Chip may have gotten a little lucky right there. Looks like he's got a couple of combos and he doesn't have anything to keep going, really. Can we get that overhead, Steven, and see how that 3-2 looks in the middle of the table? Oh, it looks pretty good. I wonder if he could shoot the 10 into the 1 and make that combo. Looks pretty good to me. Now, I don't know if the 7 gets in there. Obviously, he probably would have shot it already if it does go. He's queuing it up, isn't he? That's just not even fair. This man just shoot too straight. That's not even fair right there. All right, so Shane is off to the races after cutting that 9-ball in. Made a good combo. And looks like the 3-2 is lined up pretty good out the middle of the table. And so is the 6-11 once the 7-ball's gone. And the 4-ball will actually cut in if you get the right angle on it. So Shane has quite a few options here. This is funny here. This is not that good. So you're going to shoot the 3-way, 1-3-2 combo. Draw behind the 8-4. To me, it looks like the 6-11 lays just a bit better. Like if he could shoot it instead. The 15 go? He looks like he's shooting at the 15. Oh, wow, it did go. Oh, my God. Well, he's definitely out then. Yeah, he might have hurt himself a little bit right there. He may have to cross bank the 5 and shoot the 4 to get out. Could just play safe and bank the 8 up the table. No, he's obviously going to shoot the bank. He just can't decide whether he wants to try to stiff it or cross it. What a good shot. Stiffed it in. Still needs 1 though. He's not done yet. And Chip hasn't lost this game. The balls are in play, so if Chip were to somehow make a shot, he would certainly have a chance to win with the balls in this position. All in play, basically. I think the 2 railer on the 1 and put the cue ball all the way down on the end rail. I don't like shooting the 4 because you leave Shane that 12 ball out. You know? And look, it's free. He doesn't even have to play safe. He can just cut this right at the pocket, 12 ball. Man, I didn't like that. Shane knows that if he misses this ball, he's definitely giving Chip a chance to get back in the game if he miss it bad, so he may not shoot it. It may be worth it to pass that up and get a couple of balls up the table. Whoa. He lost that cue ball. I can't tell whether Chip can cut this. He might have just hit it good enough to get away with. Boy, that was close. Man, he passed that 12 ball up just to play safe to make sure he didn't make a mistake, and he still almost made a mistake right there. That could have been really, really bad. Chip to me is looking like he still wants to shoot it. He's looking like he wants to billiard the cue ball off the 6 and try to make the 4, and he did. Oh, he took the swing at it. One went in the side. Looks like he got away with it. Dead at Shane's pocket. He didn't even look. Chip's gonna move it now, though. It ain't dead no more. I don't know. I think he's got to shoot the 6 ball to his left just a bit and draw right into the side of the 15 and glue on it. It's a little bit risky, but you're already at risk. You're down 7-0 in the game. You might as well try to gain a little position here. Well, that might hurt. All right. So 12-4, Shane Van Boening. Announcement's on you, Steven. A little bit of daylight in the darkness there. Shane broke him bad, and it looks as if he may have sold out. I think Chip can make this 14, get on the 3, and start running balls right away here. Yes, he can. So there are quite a few balls open. If I'm Chip, I take a good look at this, because if you stay on the low side of the 3 here, you get to go into that 10 and open the balls. Well, he got a little straight. Now he's got to go to the 8 first and try to break up the pile that way. I really like the 3-ball breaking up the pile. If he could have stayed on the low side, it would have been so easy to just draw into the 12. You got the 10 there for a little bit of saver ball. Okay. Yeah, now he's elevated. A lot tougher to control here as far as getting to that 12. He needed the center of the cue ball to go into the 12 here. Now this is a lot harder. He may just have to settle for just making this ball here and not try anything extra. Oh, he still went ahead and got in there, didn't he? Good shot, Chip. He's letting them know he's there to fight. All right, so he got the shot on the 10, and the 4-ball popped out, and maybe the 2-ball is available if he gets on the low side of it, just below it. He may be able to make it as well. If I'm Chip, I like to go for the 4 here, because if you can get on the 4 where you're cutting it to the left, if you're looking at the computer screen, you get on the 4 where you're cutting it to the left, then you get to go into the 12-5 area with the cue ball, possibly creating another shot or two. And he's done just that. A little bit soft, doesn't have a speedy angle going in there. You may have to settle for a bank on the 2-ball. Okay, he still tried to force it over there, and he still got the bank. Amazing. And that 5-ball may be cuttable. All right, nice shot by Chip. 5-9, so 6 balls down for Chip. And it's looking like he's maybe going to have to play safe from here. I think it's fair to say that's the end of the run. I don't see much else going on. If I'm Chip, I go ahead and move the 9 off the bottom rail and try to get as close to that 5-ball as maybe possible. Or you could even just stop the cue ball there, but definitely, don't let the cue ball out. Whew. Now, he still may have put himself in a bad spot here. If I'm Shane, I immediately hit the 12, push it into the 11-7 area, and go on up in that left corner, opening the balls, making it much harder for Chip to move them. Not opening them wide open, but, you know, if they're cluttered, then you don't have all the balls to defend against. Now, what Shane is looking at is a 15 off the 6. He's trying to see if he can cut enough to hit the bottom of the 6 and go toward the pocket, which he will lose position if he doesn't make it, because notice the cue ball is going in the bottom of the 12. It will not get out of play as far as up the table. Don't like that shot too much. I mean, I know it's a makeable shot, but you just lose all position from here. And since you need all of the balls in play, if you go ahead and miss this and open all the balls up, you play right into Chip's hands here. And he missed it. He did not hit. Oh, maybe that is the ball he meant to hit, and he just heard me talking there. Preserve the position. But he's left Chip the bank on the 12. See, that's why I recommended hitting that ball, putting him up in the upper left corner, where you don't give him any returns. He can bank this and maybe not even leave a shot while taking a poke at this. Well, I could tell he thought he made it right there. He felt like that was close. So without hesitation, he should be banking at this 13, working hard to keep the balls in play. It will be Chip's job to get the balls out of play with this sort of ball lead. Only reason he shot at that ball this now is because it was right in front of him and got him out of it. Wow, what a shot. That deserves a replay. I can't believe he threaded that ball past the 1. I didn't even expect that to go. I was assuming it was going to clip something. Beautiful shot. Wow. Went right past the 1. Look how close this is. That is threading the needle there, folks. Just past it. Beautiful. Okay, so we'll see what he can do with it now. 6-1 on the ball count. Shane needs 7 balls, and they're all sitting right there without even messing with the one that's on the rail. If he can just run those 7 right there, he will win this game as well. So he just needs a good starter shot, something to get him close to the balls where he can work the magic. Well, I would say that that's a pretty good starter shot. Popped that one in, held the cue ball with the 1. He may have to go 2 rails to the 5 and work from the bottom on up. I don't know. I can't see. Can we get that overhead, Steven, and see what it looks like from up top? Well, the 5 definitely goes. I don't think the 11 go. I think only the 5 and the 6 go out of the pile right now at this point. So if I'm him, I'm going to draw to the 6 rather than go forward. I'm going to the 6 backwards in between the 9 and the side, just like that. Yep. That gives him the 6. If he's straight enough, he may be able to draw back, get on the 11. Can we get that overhead once again? See how straight he is? Oh, he's pretty straight. I'm not sure if he can avoid hitting the 11, though. He may have to go forward 2 rails to the 5 here. Unless that 12 ball goes from the top. I can't tell from this angle. We don't have a pocket cam on that side, so can't tell whether that 12 ball goes. He's checking. Five certainly does go. So if he were to draw into the 11 and nick it on the way back, he may be able to pull back enough to get to the 5 that way. Maybe. Okay, he had enough to avoid the 11 altogether, which definitely helped him because now that's a ball he can pocket instead of. Very nice shot by Shane. That was a nice shot. All right, so he can go 2 rails to the 5 now. That's what I like, unless the 12 actually goes. I mean, he could actually draw to the 9 as well, but I don't know. I kind of like going to the 5 now. And let's not forget that 12 ball on the bottom rail is still very available for Shane. If he needs it to get out of trouble, he could go to that bottom rail and get that ball too. So he went a little far. He gave himself the correct angle to go around the 5, but he left himself decent amount of distance between the cue ball and the 9 ball and the 9 ball in the pocket. You know, he should be able to make the cue ball travel easily, but it is not an automatic. Could miss trying to make it travel. And he did not miss. And as a matter of fact, he's got perfect shape where he doesn't even have to hit the 12. He can just draw back and get these 2, and he's out. Wow. And he put himself on the rail there to make it just a hair of pressure after that monster out, but I'm going to chalk this up as game 13 for Shane. Oh my God, just when I give him the praises, I jinxed him. He'll have nightmares about that. He may shoot that shot 200 times before tomorrow start. Holy crap, I can't believe he missed that. I did not expect that. But he was a little careless on the draw and allowed himself to be close to the rail. Not usually a mistake that he will make. I expect Chip to go for this bank 100%, maybe even draw over to the other side of the spot and play shape for the last ball if he were to make it. And the three railer is actually available as well. Didn't make it. Chip's still in the game though. He only needs 2. Shane needs 1, so it's a battle of the grind here now. Now, if I'm Shane, I immediately just go ahead and 2 rail the 5 onto my side over near the side pocket. You don't try to draw the cue ball behind the 12 or anything. You can leave it up near the 2nd or 3rd diamond. As a matter of fact, it's better if you leave it almost near the side, really. That eliminates the kick that he might try if you leave a smaller angle on the 12. Nothing wrong with that either. I don't see any fault with that. Now, he could take a pop at this one railer and just back cut it with a little bit of low outside and let his cue ball go back and forth under the 12. He would have to hit it with enough speed to get out if he doesn't make it, the 5 I'm talking about. Now, if he can see the 12, just a slither of it, he would be able to one rail the 12 back at his pocket and go back and forth up the table. So it's just all in what he can see here. Okay, he shot the 2 railer at warp speed, and he's going to leave a shot here. Yes, he is. Free shot at the 12 or the 5, whichever one Shane likes. Tell you the truth, I kind of like the 5 for Shane because it's a little straight and he can draw backwards. He doesn't have to go forward up the table here. With the 12, you kind of have to create a little bit, tighten that ball up. Wow, he used all of the pocket, half of it hanging over. I think we'll see this one go flying off the table here. Well, I mean, that doesn't even do him any good because the 5's there. Chip actually has to probably bank at this 5 ball to have a chance. All right, so even after Shane missed his out ball, still made it to 13. So 13-4, and I will let Steven make the announcements. If I were Chip, I'd take a break right now.
Yeah, that's something that we haven't seen. That's kind of a staple in Chip's game. You know, when he gets in a situation that he needs to step away from, he's always the one that just steps away. He has no problem putting his cue on the table and walking away from the table for a little while, but we haven't really seen him do that. And you know, big lead here by Shane. He's gonna have to. Chip's really gonna have to come with something. Lays up a decent break here. I mean, what do you think, Josh? You see any holes in it?
Yeah, I see a big hole in it. He has a clear kick at the rail to kick at the 8 and just neutralize the break here. Soft kick on the 8 into the 7 and lay on the rail with it. So nothing too aggressive, just a nice simple kick, move the 8 out from in front of the pocket and allow Chip to work from there. He really doesn't have much of a choice. The 8 is so close, he has to move it. He took an aggressive approach and he's left Chip a bank, a tasty bank with a saver ball right there. And the 15-2 is lined up at the hole pretty good. And a couple of balls open up top. Chip has a, he tightened it up. Oh, no. That was a huge shot right there. That could have won him a whole game, that shot. Now Shane may go ahead and shoot at this 9 ball and try to run some balls. He's feeling aggressive, looking like he's in stroke, got that 9 ball stroke going on. He may go ahead and just keep on shooting on Chip here. That shows a man's confidence when he knows he can only get 1 out of the situation that's basically automatic. Still shot it anyway. That's showing some confidence there by Shane. All right, so Shane didn't leave himself much choice but just to make that ball. Chip might possibly go at the kick on this 15-2. You got to hit it perfect, really. So it's not really that good of a shot, but Wow, he hit it almost perfect and put the heat on Shane. And Shane may have to fire the 8 into the 2 ball and try to clear them both out, or maybe the 14 into the side of it, give it the 14 or something. He's got to figure out something here. Tough shot for Shane. So he did what I said. He shot the 8 and the 2 ball, got lucky enough to clear them out, and Chip didn't end up with anything at all. So the balls are definitely rolling a little bit for Shane there. Getting all the friendly bumps. I mean, he's playing well, but, you know, getting the good side of every bump is something that doesn't have to happen even with well play, even with good play. So Chip's just going to thin this and get back into the safety area. And I don't see any danger with Shane just going ahead and chipping the 4 ball upward and getting the rail, putting him back over there somewhere. He could actually come off the bottom of the 12 and put him on the pile, take the 12 off his side, and I think that's what he's going to do here. Okay, so he didn't actually move the 12, but he did successfully get him into the pile. And Chip can use that 14 and get back over on the good side again. You want to get off that bottom rail. You don't want to leave him an easy opportunity to put you on the stack, so you need to be kind of level with the stack. You don't want to be able to just thin the 2 ball and get on there, which he's going to do now. He may even shoot the 2 ball fully and get on the pile. That's if he's not comfortable with this bank. He may be comfortable with the 8 ball bank enough to shoot it and float over above the 1 ball. Now, does he have a carom available? Does the 4 ball go off the 15 should he kick the 2? All right, so he shot at the 3 ball, overcut it a lot, but he was able to move the 14 off of Chip's side and basically gaining a better position than what he's left his opponent. Now, I don't see any issue with Chip just thinning the 2 ball, bouncing off the rail, and getting on the side rail kind of behind the 8 where he's not leaving a 1 railer on the 8. So on the left side rail there. I like that. He's going to take the bank instead. Oh, he got through all of those holes and gaps, didn't leave a shot. I don't know if he meant to play that, but he bumped quite a few balls getting back down there. And this is the position that I was saying leave him in a minute ago off the 2 ball. Put the cue ball in this position here. So he's banking at the 13, control the cue ball. Try to keep it on the upper right side of the table there, if he could. Just barely on the upper right side of the table. And dishing out a little bit of a trap here for Chip. He does have a clean shot on the 3. He could shoot the 3 into the bottom rail, getting the 13 out and floating over towards the pile for protection. Oh, the 3 ball bumped him back out, took away the safety. Shane's going to have a clean shot at this ball here. And nothing is open in the pile for Shane except for maybe the 1 if he were to get below it, which I don't think he can from this position. I think he may have to go backwards to the 14 and try to come down on the good side of the balls that way, and that's what he's going to do. Notice where he put his cue. That's where he wants to get on the 14 so he can get to the pile. It would be ideal if he could get on the 12. I'm sure that would really. Oh, he got a little straight. May have to use a power draw here and draw one rail all the way back down the table. I mean, he could actually go forward and take a bank on the 1, or maybe even the 6 ball as well. Looks like it's kind of out where you could see it. If you could float down in there. All right, he tried to force it in there. Didn't get there. He's left a steep cut for Chip. I suspect he will shoot this. Take this cut. He's got a ball out after he makes it, if he were to make it. Certainly a thin cut, though. This is by no means a hanger. Good shot by Chip. Controlled the cue ball nicely. He's given himself a nice angle to go into the pile and possibly open some balls. So see how good he hits it. Oh, he went forward there. I'm surprised at that. And he didn't end up with a shot. He may have to bank this 3 ball. That kind of sucks. He could possibly have the angle to bank this and swing it around 3 rails, but I really don't like that. I think he could actually bank it into the pile as well and go behind the 14 with a stiff stroke. Pile's a big wall of balls there, and he certainly could hit it, and it would be really beneficial to him. Nice shot by Chip. Wow. Nice billiard. Did not get a shot, though. I think he was playing the cue ball just a little bit too good. Locked himself down. I think we'll see a classic Chip shot here. Just thin the 14, hit the bottom rail, and kind of stay behind it. Not really moving anything, just playing the safety. Now, he would have liked to have been up another inch or so, maybe froze to the 13. He's left Shane an easy option to just thin and get out of it here. As good as he kicks, I may consider taking a kick on the 8 ball, maybe even kicking to the short side of the 8 where you're guaranteed to hit it. Makes it a much bigger ball, right? Like basically kick to the first diamond toward the 8 on the side rail. Oh, he's going to bring him back down toward the balls. I definitely don't like that. Oh, he left him up the table, but on a good side for Chip. Wow, I'm surprised at this shot. Now, obviously, Chip won't jump off the bridge, but he certainly could float down on the 10 and push the 15 over in play and let the cue ball float back over behind the 14-1. You just playing the speed of the cue ball to lay on the rail here. should be the only course of action. I know the 4 is maybe cuttable, but super thin cut, and you're hitting other balls, a little hard to control, so I don't really like that at all. I think the 14, 15 is the shot. Just roll into him, nice thick hit, and softly get behind the 1. And that's what he attempted. He just didn't quite cut it enough where the cue ball could roll forward. Shane not completely out of trouble, still a lot of trouble. Both players can run out, so the game is definitely up for grabs. Shane needing 6 and Chip needing 4. The ball position favoring Chip just a little. And that's only because he has 1 ball up the table as well, and even that one is really not playable as far as a 1 railer, maybe a 3 railer or something, but oh wow, they were dead. He went on the shot at it. Wow. Good shot by Shane. Looks like he is going to steal another game. He only needs 5 balls, and after those 2, there are 3 right there around the spot. So, very manageable run out. I don't see an issue with this here. Got a little straight on the 1. You might have to go 2 rails around the 2. All right, so he forced it over. Careful, don't get doubled up here. He may be able to see the 10. I think he got away with it, and he can see the 10. Another half-inch, boy, and he would have been hooked on all the balls. He would have had to shoot a combo. Playing for 2, and he's got them both right there for the easy pickings, and 2 games away from the night after this 6 ball. Amazing play by Shane, and I can't even believe how fast the day is going. It's still light here.
Well, and Shane is shooting the ball so well, and Chip is making some uncharacteristic mistakes. We've seen Chip leave some stuff on the table when he normally makes it. Little things, they just add up, and Shane is hitting the ball well, and he's getting some decent rolls. So,
I mean, Shane is literally winning 6-1 for the day right now.
Yeah, it's a great performance by Shane. Anybody who thinks that he doesn't have the ability to play 1 pocket, hey, look what's going on here. The guy's a monster.
And an amazing break to lay down at the end of it. Chip may end up just pushing that 9 ball over and letting the cue ball wedge up in between the balls or something. Oh, he's immediately taking a foul on the 2 here. On the 4, I mean. Just easy on the speed, easy on the speed. Perfect speed. Beautiful, beautiful shot there. Now that was a really good shot. I mean, I know Shane will be able to get out of it easily, but that was a really nice shot to open it and get to where he could maybe start neutralizing Shane's position. Now, with all the balls still in play and the 15 not bankable, I like a soft kick on the 4. Now, he could bank the 1 over into the pile and try to float down, but more often than not, you don't hit it exactly like you want. You don't get all the way down there. And look at this. He comes out in the middle. Shane's off to the races for another game. And I don't think this needs much explaining on the run out. He's going to run a bunch of balls here. It's basically all you need. No, no, I'm kidding. All right, so the 11-3 may be close to lined up out the middle of the pile. The 14 and 15 are both available. I think the 1 ball goes as well on the bottom rail. The 10 and 2 both go. The 12 goes in Shane's pocket. So he just has a basic free-for-all here, and he's already got 1 down the pipe, playing for 7, now 6. And he's got a shot to basically go into the pile if he wants here. which he really doesn't need to because quite a few balls are already open. But he may need to use the pile just to hold the cue ball here. Now, I don't like hitting this really hard because you already have a saver ball, so don't try to do too much in the stack. And that's what he did. He took one ball out of play that doesn't go, but he can still get the 10 and the 12 and the 11, the 9, 11, 3 looks lined up really good. And so does the 2, 7, 6. So he's got quite a few options to continue running balls. 3 right there out in the open and 2 to figure out. So I think he's going to come on to the 10 right here. 1 rail in between the 12, 10. Oh, okay, that combo must be lined up really well if he's taking it first. All right, so if so, that's definitely a pretty good roll to have that combo line up like that. And the 6, 7 is another one. He chose to go for it first as well. Now, if I'm him, I overcut the 7 a little bit to make sure I hit the 5, pushing the 8 out, opening another ball or 2. And if he makes this, he wants to hit it hard enough to go down to the bottom rail and get back out into play here. You don't want to hit this easy. You want to hit it with a little speed like that. Notice how hard he hit the cue ball. You hit it hard enough to come all the way back down into play. And a nice shot by Shane. And pretty easy to come on across the table here. And he is literally just practicing ball pocketing right now. And Shane is now on the hill for the day. Wow. This has to be one of the fastest days in pool match history when it comes to these matches, Steven. Can you believe it? Like, if it ends this way, I would be so surprised. And the fact that Chip hasn't even attempted to take a break is even more amazing. You know, normally when he's playing a little bit bad or slow or things aren't going his way, he takes about 5 or 10 minutes and, you know, regather himself. And he hasn't done that today. Not one break. I'm really surprised. So this is a decent break by Chip. Not as good as Shane's. Got a few little holes and gaps and stuff where Shane could maybe move a ball or, you know, easily get safe. So I think the easiest shot is probably the 3 ball. You just cross the 3 upwards towards the pile, and a little bit of inside English. You get past the 1. Now you got to hit it just a hair thick. You want to make sure you're not going to scratch. Okay, well, I like what he did there. He used the 14 to defend, and he used the 1 ball to defend the 3. Not a bad shot. Now, Chip does have a shot available. He can nick that 1 ball and go 2 rails onto the back of the 9-2 area. He'd have to have very good speed control, but he'd have to overshoot it by a lot to basically sell out that ball that's on Shane's side. So he has a lot of room to maybe do something here. And instead of thinning it, he chose to hit a little bit thick. He did not hide the 3, so Shane will be able to use it to get safe on the shot. He's done that. And now Chip only has 1 course of action. Just thin a ball and get on the pile here. Nice shot. Got on the pile. And Shane will do something similar. Maybe chip the 1, or if he can chip off one of those would be fine too. Only problem with that is he's kind of moving balls on Chip's side, opening them where maybe they didn't go. So hitting that ball helps Chip, in my mind. Thinning the 1 ball, you're only moving the ball on your side, doesn't really help him a lot at all. See how you have to open those balls, and then he took a foul there on accident. Definitely would have taken the 1 ball shot instead. Didn't come with any kind of a risk, in my opinion. Now is Chip gonna one rail this and put the cue ball on the top rail? Looks like he hit it almost clean, like almost perfect clean. You know, I think Federer and Shane would be a nice matchup because they both have same kind of style of play. Both of them bank well. Both of them looking for an amazing run out and going to make quick work of the racks. I think y'all need to put that in the making. If you want to see that match between Federer and Shane in one pocket, leave your comments in the comment area and tell the Omega guys what you want to see. All right, so Shane shot at a ball in the middle of the pile, went through everything and still got safe. Ball position still laying very well for Chip. I think he'll go ahead and take a shot at this and let his cue ball swing around 3 rails and come back to Shane's side here. No, he didn't. He kept the cue ball down there. All right, so Shane in a little bit of trouble. I think he'll go ahead and shoot here. I don't see an issue with not shooting, except for the fact that you're going to sell out anyway. You might as well go ahead and shoot the 9. Wow, look at the spot where the cue ball landed here. All doubled and tripled up on the balls. Now the 3 ball is available. It looks like it has a clean line right in between the gap of the 11-15. And in my mind, that would be the only one to shoot, the only one that maybe carries some sort of a safety net. So. Wow, great shot by Chip. Beautiful shot. He rolled that one in like it had eyes on it easily. All right, so 8-2 combo, get up to the 11. Not too straight. Shot by Chip off that bridge. Got on the 8. Oh, not quite enough draw to get to the 1 ball. I think that's what he was trying to do. And maybe has to take a bank on the stripe ball that's on Shane's side, the 15 or whatever that is. If I'm Chip, I go ahead and try to bank it into that cluster and pull the cue ball up the table a bit. And that's why. All right, so Chip got 4 balls out of it. Hasn't left Shane much at all. I don't see him doing anything aggressively here, but I didn't see him doing anything aggressive the last time I said that, so that's just my prediction. I wonder if the 6 would go off the 4 if he were to cut it enough. I think he's shooting a 2-railer on this 13 ball here. Watch out. 5 ball. Nice control with the cue ball. Put a ball in play on his side. Now, if I'm Chip, I see the 12-7. Like if you come right off the 12, it looks like it comes into the 7 just perfect to cut it in for him. The 12 first. Oh, he just cut the 15 in, no problem. All right, and he earned himself a well-earned shot right there. Can we get the overhead, Steven, and see if that 4 goes from here? Okay, so Steven's not with us right now. We'll have to just call it like we see it. And it does go because he shot it. All right, so Chip playing for 2. I don't know if I'm him, I might not even go to the 6 ball here. He's so good at banking, he should be able to roll forward and just bank the 7. All right, so there is Chip's second game for the day. Shane is on the hill, 7-2 on the game count for the day. All right, Shane to break and looking to end the day on this break. He doesn't want to play another game if he doesn't have to. So definitely looking to end the day. Pretty good break, 1 high, 1 low. Chip may be in trouble here. Pretty good shot by Chip to get out of it. Made that pretty simple there. And he should be able to just thin the top of this ball, get on the pile, maybe with some inside English or something. Chip's examining this like it goes. Is he looking at this 9-ball bank like it can be made? Man, it's a bad spot for Shane. Pretty great spot for Chip. All right, so it looks like Shane has done pretty nicely to keep Chip off of that 13. And he'll have to figure out something else. And to be honest, I don't see anything wrong with just shooting the 12 into the 6 and spinning below the 4 ball on the right. Man, sorry about that. Uh-oh. Chip almost sold out right there. Got a little bit lucky, in my opinion. Uh, Table still heavily favoring Shane's side now. What could he do to keep this position? I don't know. Maybe bank the. No, you don't want to bank at anything right here. You want to hold position. He would like to be able to get on the pile somehow. I don't think he can thin the 10 and get there. And I don't know. This is definitely touchy for Shane. I don't see any problem with banking the 3 ball. The 4 is right there to hold it from selling out. And you're going to have, yeah, I think that's the shot. 3 ball. We'll see how he hits it. All right, good shot by Shane. He decided to just go ahead and shoot the 3 off the 2 instead of trying to bank it. And I don't know if Chip can shoot that 9 and clear the 10, stay on the pile, or whether he has to hit the 13. A few options here as far as getting safe. Which one is the best one for you, though? I don't know. Oof, that was a little scary. At least at least he's given Shane something to pay attention to now. And this is a touchy spot right here for Chip. Can't get to the 11. Can't really shoot at the 3 ball. You don't want to move the 3 because it'll open up that bottom rail for banks. Maybe coming off the 6, I guess. So he's done a nice job keeping him behind that 11 ball. But the 15 is there for a bank. It looks like the cue ball floats naturally with just a touch of draw over on the left side of that 2 ball, way left. So he has a clean looking shot here. All right, so didn't hit that one quite as good as he would have liked. And Chip needs to come up with something now. Nothing is automatic here. Definitely needs to come up with something. And in the off chance that this goes a few more games, I'm going to just take me a little quick break here and grab some coffee. And I'll be back in a couple of minutes. Looks like I came back and I missed a few shots, and Shane's already running some balls here, so we may be on our way out for the day after this rack. Looks like I went and put on coffee for nothing. All right, so Shane's got a nice shot on the 14. If he can slide over across that 9 without touching it, well, not the 9, the 13, he'll have a nice shot on the 2 maybe, or the 9. And he'll have to play a combo on the 3-11 or get to him, break him up. Okay, so he chose to go to the bottom rail, which is actually a lot better now that I'm looking at it. Now, does he just bump the 3 out of the way here, or do you just slide over and hit the 6 and play the combo? You got to hit the 6 here. You got to hit the 6. Well, now we'll hit the 6 then. And I can't believe how fast this day went. It's amazing how quickly they finished this day if he finishes it right here. I mean, literally, we've been playing for just a hair over 2 hours, and it's about to be done. All right, so Shane playing for 4 to finish the night. He's got 2 of them right there. The 9 balls available. The 7 goes, the 12 goes, 4 goes, and the 6 goes. So he has a pretty easy way to finish the night here. That's 5, taking the 4-ball bank. I assume he'll go all the way to the 9, and that will make it easy to shoot the last 2 balls in. But he doesn't have to. He can go to either the 9 or 6. Ooh, and he got to the 6 ball. I believe he can just stop there and cut the 3 in from that position, or draw back and make the 9. Either is fine. All right, so that's going to end the day. Shane needing 1 ball to finish this day. Wow, what a great playing by Shane. And this day went a lot faster than I thought it would have. Amazing. Well, that ends the day. And I'm sorry it wasn't a little bit longer. I'm sure you guys would have loved to hear my lovely voice a little bit more than that, but I guess I'll see you tomorrow. The announcements to you, Steven.
Yeah, I mean, what a performance by SVB, Captain America. You can't downplay his ability in this match so far. Chip has a long way to go, but it's not like we haven't ever seen him do it. We're going to find out what happens tomorrow. 5 o'clock Central Standard Time, guys. The current score 16-5, a big hill to climb, but if anybody can do it, it's Double Dip Chip Compton. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. We will be cutting the stream, and we will have it right back on momentarily for some late night action, see what we can get going on our feature table here. So once again, thank you guys so much. We are Omega TV, and we will see you guys tomorrow.